I'd like to welcome everyone to the August Elizabethton Board of Education meeting. I'd like to call it to order at this time, and at this time I will ask Mr. Van Hust to lead us in a moment of silence and a pledge to the flag.
Please stand. Pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's time to approve the consent agenda and the regular agenda. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion and a second.
Second.
Second. All right, any comments or questions? I think Mr. Isaac
Yes, I got a
has
statement I need to read here. I declare that my wife and daughter are employed in the school system as the coordinator of school nutrition and family resource center director, but that any vote that I cast on issues that might have an effect upon the employment of my wife and daughter is made in the best interest of the school system. The matters to be addressed in this board meeting about which make the decision are the following. It's agenda item 9B, and I'm going to take that one step closer and recuse myself from voting on that agenda item.
All right. Okay. Any other comments or statements, questions? All right. The motion is to approve the consent agenda and regular agenda. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And there are none. It's now time for citizens to speak. And is Miss Wood, where is Miss Woodby?
I think she is not here.
Okay. I don't think Miss Woodby is here. She had requested to speak. All right. So we'll move on down to special recognitions, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Van Hust to move us through this list.
Okay, so we'll just go in order here. So the first team we'll recognize are the state meet qualifiers for the T.A. Duggar track team from the 24-25 school year. So Coach Wilson and Coach Wilson, if you don't mind us speaking into the mic, just so people watching can hear too. Thank you.
So we actually have had 8 student athletes make it to the state, but there's a lot of activities going on this evening: football, band practice, volleyball. So so anyway, we have 3 of the 8 made it here. So first of all, our state track championships were held in Clarksville, Tennessee at Austin Peay University. First of all, we'll start with Rylan Garland. He qualified for the state in 2 events. He qualified in the 400 meters and set a new school record in the 400 meters with a time of 53.89, and he broke the record that was set in 1993. He won the first place medal in the East Tennessee sectionals, and he finished in 11th place in the state, and he was ranked as high as 6th in the state and was the most valuable player for our T.A. Duggar boys team. Next, our girls 4x400 relay team. It was Samantha Beplay, Samira Ebanks, Alice Hackett, and Harper Colake, which included, we had 1 8th grader, 2 7th graders, and a 6th grader on that team. When we went to the state, we finished 15th in the state at the meet, and the good news is we beat Liberty Bell. Next, our boys 4x400 relay, which included Rylan, Holston Cole, Max Fields, and Tyson Elliott. This school record was broken. It broke the record that was set in 1990. So the old record was like 4 minutes and 2 seconds. And at the state championships, our team for relay finished with a season's best 3 minutes 51 seconds .46. So that's quite a over 10 seconds. We beat the school record that was set in 1990. When this relay team went to the state, we were ranked number 12 in Tennessee, and after our track meet, we finished 9th in the state. So those guys, both guys and girls, worked so very hard, and I just want to recognize them tonight. And I also want to thank our excellent coaching staff we have. We have Autumn Thomas, Samantha Maney, and Kiana Bowen. Nakisha Campbell also couldn't be here. Leah Moore couldn't be here. But we are very blessed to have this coaching staff. We have 4 coaches that did track in college, so not many middle schools can say that. So thank you.
Maybe try to center up. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Next, we'll recognize the Elizabethton High School track team and their state qualifiers, and someone that's no stranger to track in Elizabethton, Coach Presnell.
We kind of like T.A. Duggar, we had a whole lot more qualify than we got standing here. We had 5 young ladies qualify for the state meet, and we had two guys. Talking about the young ladies first, Camden Garland, who's got a soccer game tonight, just like Vela does. But Camden was 4th in the pentathlon, and she was 4th in the triple jump. And then we had the 2 girl shot putters that are not here. One of them, I'll go blank trying to think of everybody's name, but Jamira Smalls was state champion, and you know that's a huge deal to be state champion. And remind me the other shot putter, Ava Rogers. Thanks, I just need a little poke. Ava Rogers also threw the shot put at state meet, and I think she finished 5th. So it was have 2 girls. There are only 8 girls competing, and we had 2 of them. So, you know, for Jameer to be state champion, that was a huge move for her. Then we had Liana Nave. She threw the discus and came in 2nd, right? Yeah. Came in 2nd. The weather, you wouldn't believe. We had weather delay. They warmed up. We quit. We warmed up again. We threw 2 throws in competition. They suspended it again. And one thing I'll say about Liana, when we come out after the last rain delay, we had 1 throw left, and she threw her best throw then. So we were 2 feet short, but the good thing is she's coming back like all the other females on our team. And then we have Vela Nave, who broke all of our records in the 1600 and the 3200, qualified for the state in both of those races. She was 3rd in the 32 and fifth, sixth, something like that. In a 16, it was a long day because she ran the 32 early in the morning, and then we had all that weather mess, and finally, I think she got to run, and then we have Cheyenne who qualified for the 400, and they suspended the meet, and we had to spend the night, another night, so she was the first race on the track, and but qualifying in the 400 meters, she wasn't crazy about running 400 meters. Nobody is, because it's such a difficult race, but she did a great job. And let me quickly talk about the two guys that aren't here. They were both throwers, Landry Buckles. They both competed in the discus. Landry threw 177 feet to win, which before Landry and Diesel Russell came, I held the school record. So in 1973, so the first thing that happened, Landry broke it as a sophomore in 23, so my record lasted 50 years. And then Diesel, when he broke my old school record, he yelled across the field that now I was number 3. But I told people, never in my wildest dreams of coaching in 46 years have I had 2 discus throwers that threw 177 and 165 in the same year. So Landry was state champion when he was a sophomore, and he missed getting there as a junior, and he was state champion again as a senior. So he was state champion twice. And Diesel finished second his junior year and 4th, even though he threw further. His senior year finished 4th in the state. The good thing is that all 5 of the girls that qualified for the state are coming back. And we had a really strong team. We took home some trophies and plaques and things like that. So we're hoping this year we get a little help from T.A. Duggar's, bunch, and we're very excited about T.A. Duggar's track program and how hard they work, and we know that those kids, 3:51 for the boys 4x4 is not a bad high school time. So them doing it as the middle school team, it was very impressive. I'll say quickly about my coaching staff. Coach Campbell is, he's just about like he's the head coach in charge of everything I don't want to be in charge of. And he has shingles, and he's very, very sick right now. He's the head cross country coach, so guess who gets to do all his work now? and we had Coach Derek coached our throwers. Does a very good job, helps us with other things, entries and things like that. And we had Miss Birchfield, Camden's mom, and Ryland's mom. She helps us there. And Michael Grindstaff, he started helping us last year. I told Coach Grindstaff, I said, you might as well learn something about the pole vault. I said, we just bought a pole vault pit, and none of us know anything about coaching it. And I said, since you don't know anything about anything, you might as well start there. And he's become a really good pole vault coach. So we have kids who maybe next year we're standing here, are pole vaulters, and that's our goal. I appreciate the school board always being attentive. They'll at least listen to me before they tell me no. But they back us when we need help, and it's such a good feeling to have people that you can count on that'll have your back when you need something. So thanks for supporting our program. Track in Elizabethton City Schools is full steam ahead right now.
Okay, next we would like to recognize some of our Naval Cadet Corps members who participated in the Area 8 Summer Leadership Training, so come on up.
All right, good evening. Thank you for having us. We really appreciate being here. So we had 11 cadets go to 3 different summer leadership academy / camps over the course of the summer. One in May, Sail Academy. If you Sail Academy cadets would step forward. Okay. That's at Camp Davy Crockett in Whitesburg. All right, and we're going to have Cadet Reedy talk about what she did there here in a moment. We had Leadership Academy, which was down at Riverside Military Academy in Gainesville, Georgia. We had 4 cadets attend that. If you guys would step back. LA cadets, step forward. Okay, we're missing one tonight out of them. And then lastly, right before school started, we had summer leadership training at Camp Bud Sheila in North Carolina. So would you SLT cadet step forward? All right, so this was a great opportunity for these cadets to learn a lot of things. They're going to talk about what they did. I'm going to quiet myself here shortly. But so these are mandatory camps that the Navy expects us to do. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank the VFW and the American Legion. They donated a combined $4,000 to send these kids to camp. So I don't think anybody from there is here, but give them a round of applause anyway. It's a lot of money. So, and to compare last summer, without that assistance from those organizations, we only sent 1 kid to Leadership Academy and 4 to Sail Academy. So that was a huge contribution, and I think you'll see why when these fine cadets get to talking. So, all right, so Sail Academy cadets, we had Cadet Reese Reedy, we had Cadet Jabron El Hello, we had Cadet Lewis Trivet, Lily Johnson, Angela Andrews, she's no longer with us, she's back down in North Carolina, and who am I missing, Reese? Oh yeah, Cadet Carson Miller, right. So I'm going to introduce Cadet Reedy here. She's going to talk to you about her time at Sail Academy. She's nervous, be gentle.
Good afternoon. As he introduced, I'm Cadet Reedy. When I went to Sail Academy, it was a great experience for me and my fellow cadets, as you could see. We had the opportunity to sail boats on the water, which was both exciting and challenging. One of the most memorable parts was flipping each other out of our boats. It was all in good fun and brought us closer together as a team. Beyond the fun, we learned valuable lessons about teamwork, discipline, and leadership. We were able to meet and connect with other amazing cadets from different schools, which gave us new perspectives and friendships. Each day was structured with a clear schedule. We started with breakfast, then headed out to the lake for sailing, which we would sail, and then we would eat lunch, and then we would spend the majority of the day at the lake. We learned how to build our sails, how to navigate, and how to work together on the water. Competitions tested our skills, but we also had time to relax and enjoy being out on the lake. Overall, Sail Academy has helped me grow as a cadet and as a person. I am grateful for the opportunity and the memories I made, and I know the lessons that I've learned will help me in the cadet program and as a person. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll do summer leadership training next. So that's Cadet Hardin, Cadet Johnson, Cadet Trivet, and Lily, you're going to talk that one, right? You good, sister? All right, come on up.
You can pull it down.
I'm tiny. As y'all know, I'm Cadet Johnson. We went to a summer leadership program that was mildly training field type. It was a training field type environment with days that started from 7:30, which was breakfast. Technically, we got up at 5:30. And it ended at 5. We got time to relax during some of those points, and some of it was stressful. Without cell phones or the outside contact, it was taught by 40 retired Navy and Marine Corps naval science instructors. Our cadets participated in activities such as marksmanship, swimming, drone competition, PT, rope rappelling, team building exercises, and we practiced many drill and ceremonies among many different subjects. We also held staff meetings, which were very important and reliable to help keep our time moving. That's really it.
Okay, last one, and this was the most arduous by far of the three. So that was Cadet Bandera. He's our commanding officer. Cadet El Hello, who's our executive officer. Chief Reifenberg, who's an outstanding cadet. We're missing Master Chief Russell tonight. She's under the weather, but the four of them went down there to Riverside Military Academy in Gainesville. That was a no-joke environment for the four of you. I think, Michael, you're going to talk to that? Yes, sir. Okay. So as you can see, they have these silver cords on their right shoulder. That's called the agalette. They earned that by completing that academy. I think 22 washed out within the first 24 hours. So it wasn't like, hey, we're here and we're going to have a good time. It was like, hey, we're here, and if you can't cut it, go back home, right? So I'm really proud of the four of these cadets, all of them, but this was a no-joke kind of environment that they were in. So good job to the four of you. I received nothing but rave reviews from the cadre that was there. They did a great job. In fact, one of them's from Cherokee. He's like, I can't wait to see what that does for your program because of how well that you guys performed, Master Sergeant Taft. So anyway, come on up, Michael. I'll shut up.
All right, good evening. I'm Cadet Lieutenant Michael Bandera, and I'm here to talk a little bit about Leadership Academy. So, Leadership Academy was similar to an officer candidate school environment. The days started early at 4:30 in the morning. Sun wasn't up yet. And the long nights ending at 10 o'clock p.m. We had no cell phones, no downtime, and a 100% packed schedule. We were taught by 28 retired Navy and Marine Corps naval science instructors. There is an arduous screening process to attend and is not for the faint of heart. As Chief mentioned, the 22 cadets were sent home in the first 24 hours. Our cadets were taught classes on subjects such as leadership, integrity, psychology, goal setting, disciplining subordinates, delegating authority, and decision-making amongst other many subjects. The graduation ceremony was described as impressive. I would have to agree. There was a lot of cadets there. There was a lot of cadets. We were separated into, I believe, 10 or so platoons. Over 300 cadets there. A lot of long days, a lot of studying. There's a lot of physical training. A lot was learned at Leadership Academy for all four of us. It was a very necessary experience for all of us to bring back what we learned at Leadership Academy, and I was very excited to go. I must say I was a little nervous. I've heard the stories from Leadership Academy, but I must say I would 100% do it again. I can pretty confidently say that Chief Reifenberg, the executive officer and our Master Chief, would probably do the same. We've all expressed that we were very, very glad to go, and that we were very thankful to be able to go. We're glad to bring that information back to make our program even better with our newfound knowledge that we've gained. So, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Go, Mike.
Thank you all. This is the time where if you want to stay, you're more than welcome, but if you need to go, you're more than welcome to head out this time before we get into reports and the regular agenda. Board has to stay. Yeah.
I saw Bob Brady's party.
I turn it over to Mr. Van Huss for the director's update and for some district data.
All right. Thank you very much. Again, we've had a great start to the school year, so just wanted to say again a thank you to all of you that were able to attend our opening in service as well as the back to school bash. Both of those were extremely successful, and again, it's been a great start to the school year. So we're looking forward to continued growth and that we'll see in our students in all areas as we move forward. But just a great start to the school year. So we're going to try to springboard that into the rest of the fall semester. We were going to welcome Miss Hackett, our new school board liaison, but she was unable to be here this month, so we will save that and welcome her at the September meeting. Lots of progress is being made at the RCAP, the Dave Ryder Center for Athletic Performance. The word is that the majority of the facility will be finished by September the 1st. There may be some delay on the gym floor. The wood has to be at a certain moisture content before they can nail that down, and so there's still some acclimation that needs to be done with that before that installation can be finished. But they're preparing. Lots have gone on this week. A lot more will go on next week. They're preparing. They're actually doing some asphalt work tomorrow, milling up some of the old asphalt that comes from Jason Witten Way the rest of the way into the back of the school there, pouring some curbing and some things like that. So it's really starting to take shape. Can't wait for you to see it. If there's some time next week that you have some time and you want to go in there and take a look, just please let me know and we can do that. Turf, all the gravel has been leveled actually today, so they'll start turf installation tomorrow. So it's really coming together, and everyone's really excited about what it's going to mean for our student body as well. Dr. Newman will share in just a few minutes some student data with you from last year. It's very impressive. We're very proud of it. As we've talked before, there's always room for growth, so we will certainly focus on that. And but just a great way to start the school year to celebrate the achievements of last year and the support system that we've put in place to help teachers continue to grow in their craft, which in turn helps our students achieve even more and more. So some tremendous growth and achievement information we want to share with you. Unfortunately, we can't share the growth information with you. That's embargoed for now, but as soon as that embargo is released, we'll share some growth data with you as well. Just real quick, I also wanted to mention that the Community Involvement Program, as you know, the big focus right now of the Community Involvement Program is the Typhoon Swim Club. So I was approached by Coach Eddie Morrell and Forrest Holt about the possibility of doing a similar program for wrestling. And so our intention is to start that up. And so students from the community, children that may be interested, even in elementary school that may be interested in the sport of wrestling, will have an opportunity to begin in that program and continue to grow in their knowledge, and it may be something they want to pursue once they get to the junior high or high school. So it'll be just like the Typhoon Swim Club. It will be self-supporting, so the funds they generate from the participants will go to pay for the instructors. So just wanted to let you know if you heard anything about that, our intention to try to get that going and again support that activity. Again, I want to thank you in advance for your consideration tonight on the stipends for educators that weren't included in the state bonus. The bottom line is you didn't have to do anything at all, but just the fact that you're willing to consider that for the others, I just wanted to tell you I appreciate that in advance. Also, along the lines with the facility, we're in the process of the athletic department has had donations of over $50,000 to go toward the equipment in that space, and those donations continue to come in. And so we just again want to thank the community for their support in that. The equipment has been ordered and should be here around the middle of September, and then that'll give us time to finish up top those loose ends in the construction process, and then we'll be looking to have a groundbreaking sometime there pretty soon after that. So Again, that's my report. Thank you very much. And so Dr. Newman's going to share some student data with you.
I get to do the fun part because I get to brag on our teachers and our students and our administrators, because if they had not put their hard work into it, we wouldn't have the data that we have. So I'd like to do a shout out to everyone that had a part in it. So, but first of all, I wanted to show some slides about we purchased, and you allowed us to purchase, a product called Mastery Connect. And it's a predictive assessment to the TCAP. So we give it 3 times a year. And the last assessment is a cumulative. So it shows us a prediction of what our students should perform on TCAPs. So I wanted you to see the Mastery Connect, we call them cyclone checkpoints. They're in orange, and our TCAP scores are in blue. And so you can see how well it predicts across the year. We can kind of expect where our students are going to fall on TCAPs. This is our 3rd grade ELA. And I have to brag on them. We have, we get standard reports, standard analysis reports from our state TCAP test, and our 3rd grade scores were outstanding. We didn't have any standards that were below 50th percentile. So that means 50% or more of our students perform proficient on those standards, and that's just fantastic. Here's our 4th grade ELA. I'm just going to click through these pretty quickly because I just wanted you to see how well it predicts our TA Duggar and our high school. The thing about our high school data, we had something to happen in the first semester. We had a flood, and it was during our cyclone checkpoint window, so they did not get to perform that or take that assessment. So this data is only from the 2nd semester cyclone checkpoint, but it still helped us to predict how well our students are going to do. So then our math. And our science. If there's a slide that you would like for me to slow down on, again, this is biology, and it's because it looks like there's a big jump, but it's really not. It's 47.6%, and this is 48. So it's not a big jump. It's just the way the chart laid it out. Oops, a little fast there. Social studies. In social studies, we do not have a social studies test for 3 through 5, so there's no data for that there. This is what I kind of want you to spend a little bit more time on. This is our data throughout the year. This is years. This is 2019. 2020, we didn't have an assessment because that was COVID year, and then on throughout until 2025. So you can kind of see our trends. So this is 3rd grade ELA, and you can see our trend continues to go higher. And our 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade. And I'll just kind of go through these pretty quickly. We had some great growth in our high school this year. And this is a fantastic, I have to point that out, 70.2% of our students score proficient on English 2. And here's our math. So we're even outperforming on most of our assessments, as you can see, most of them were performing or outperforming pre-pandemic. We've worked really hard at closing those learning gaps. I'll click quickly through these because there's something better coming. All right, oops. Not sure what happened. There we go. All right, so these are our state rankings. So we have these from 2012 to 2025. This is ELA and math together with all of our 3 through 12th grade assessments. So out of 147 districts in the state, we are ranked at the 20th, So that's pretty darn good to be saying, hey, we're right up there in the top, what did you say today, top 13% of the state. So we're really proud of that. Then we broke it down into just ELA. Just for ELA, we're at 13th. And subgroups are important with our accountability, so we kind of wanted to see where we were at with our subgroups. Economically disadvantaged, we scored at the 20th, or ranked at the 20th. And then our special students with disabilities were at 48th. And then here's the breakdown at math, 25th. And our economically disadvantaged, and our students with disabilities, and that's it. So we have a lot to be proud of, and I think a great system, a great place for our teachers to work, but we have very high expectations for our students, and it only will help them to be successful in the future.
And we can share, I will email you a copy of this, so you have a copy of it as well. So, any questions, comments?
When's the growth release? Do you know?
What is the 28th? So we just missed it by, a week or two.
Okay.
So, and what we may do, if it's okay, we'll wait till that embargo date is over, and we'll send you the entire PowerPoint that has the growth in it. We just didn't share that with you today. So.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does Dr. Newman, is there an area of growth, an area of focused work that you're seeing that really does need attention, that's emerging out of that data that you could say, we really got to work here? And second part of that is kind of what do you have in mind?
Well, we use our data all the time to make our goals. You use that, is that
That might be good.
Our data really drives our goals for our system. So we have to do a district improvement plan every year, and our data is so important in helping us to focus. We have an ELA goal and a math goal and a college and career pathways goal. So those are our focus for this year. We've worked really hard with our ELA, as you can tell, for probably the last 5 years, and it's paid off. But we've got to continue. We can't let it drop. We can't, slack up on it. So we get new teachers all the time. We have to train up. So math, every time we have a new adoption, textbook adoption, we see a dip in our data, and we call that the implementation dip, and we had that last year. So we're seeing that climb back up this year. So that's something that we'll continue to work on. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sometimes it's cohorts as well. Sometimes there's a cohort, you think, okay, well, we were here this year, and then a different cohort of students comes through, and so there's some nuances there that play into it as well. But, when you look at economically disadvantaged performance, students with special needs, those populations are always a real focus for us, and they've done some amazing work in those areas as well. So.
All right. Anything else? Any questions? All right, it's now time for board member reports. Seems like it was an eternity ago, but we did have a chance to go to the Law Institute there in Gatlinburg, 3 of us. Were able to go. It was an excellent event again, and I just very appreciative that TSBA keeps us up to date on what's going on across the state. They predict the battles that are coming. They have an idea about how they're going to approach that, and they ask for feedback, and I appreciate the fact that they're that open. The next thing for us this Monday, for anybody who was able or wanting to go, is the fall district meeting down in Morristown. I don't know, is anybody else going to Morristown? Okay, I knew the timing of that's as far away as it can get, but I'll go just for representation. I think Mr. Van Huss is going to go, and then our next big event will be the state convention, which I think is really good. So that will be good. Anybody else, though, have anything?
Well, I need to put a shout out to all the faculty and staff that helped with the musical and service that came to practice. And Teresa Parker was a special member of the community that came and did some solos for us and helped us practice. So I appreciate all that.
It's
And
always really good, but I don't know, it was like really, really good. Sure, I don't know. It was,
we were ready for you.
yeah.
Well,
And
it's,
thank you all as well for the donations for the
Oh, yes.
door
Gift
prizes.
cards.
That really means a lot to the staff, so thank you very much for your sacrifice there.
It boosts their morale. You know,
Yeah.
everybody likes the door prize.
And then a chance to participate in the back-to-school bash is always pretty
that
cool,
was-
too, just to see the people there. So, anything else?
Could I add,
Yes.
is that not the most beautiful parking lot in the world?
Oh,
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
student art is really showing it
Amazing,
off. So
yes.
thank you for your leadership in getting that done. It did, until it was done, I didn't know how much it needed to be done.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
looks great.
Yeah,
It
thank you.
really does. And the students were amazed. I mean,
I can't
we
believe it.
drove around just looking at that, just the well thought out. It's really cool. Okay.
They finally wore Dr. Mitten down. He finally,
Yeah.
he finally gave in.
Caved. It's now time for City Council Liaison Report. Mr. Simmerly. It has, I know. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Appreciate your time this evening. Good to see everyone again. And Mr. Van Huss has always given me a hard time about money, bringing money. Well, tonight I'm bringing money. Well, bringing an opportunity for money. But just wanted to remind, we do have a program with Keep Carter County Beautiful, and we have some funding. So, Mr. Colbert, where'd he go? Did he leave?
He left.
Remind Mr. Colbert we need to get together, but we have a program, and we can do a couple, three things with it. I've got Ed Basconio here with me tonight, and Ed and I are on the board of Keep Carter County Beautiful. And on that board, we have some funding that we get through grant funds and other funding, but we have matching funds from the state. And with that, we can work with the school system. We've also made the same offer to the county school system to make everything fully transparent. And with that, we could do several things. We've done a lot of different projects, Ed, over the years with the school system. We've painted rocks. We've had classroom programs where we're packing our seeds for the flowers that you've seen throughout our city, different things. But this year, we have some funding where we could possibly, if you've not already got money to pay for your landscape work around your new sports complex, maybe we could do that landscape work. I know I mentioned that to Dr. Minton recently.
Yeah.
So we could either do that, or we have another program that we had actually been talking with Mr. Colbert on that. So just make sure they get with us so we can put it in our budget and get you guys a little bit of money to help, a little bit there as well. Back to school bash, gosh, guys, if you weren't there, I know you worked hard. I didn't get to see you, and I didn't get to see you. You were on the other side of the building. I was in the building, but wow, that was awesome. That's just such a great program. This year, it's like every year we step it up a notch. And this year, after it's kind of almost over, I'm out walking around. We're giving away shoes this year. This things every year we do a little differently, and it just really, it's very impressive. Food's not bad as well. Pizza's good. I like pizza. But we appreciate everything that the school board does and for the children in the city. It's just a wonderful program. You've got some things I see here tonight working with the county. That's all good stuff. We really appreciate that. And again, just like I said, just please reach out to me because we've got our budgets we're working on with Keep Carter County Beautiful. I know I represent the city, but I wear a lot of, as we all do, wear a lot of different hats, here in the city. But we'd like to help you guys if it's workable, doable. We'll be happy to help you on that. And let's go to the football game tomorrow night and beat somebody.
Beat somebody, yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you all. Thank you for being here. And again, Ms. Hackett will be with us hopefully next month, so we'll move on to the regular agenda. First item on the regular agenda is to approve CTE exchange agreement with Elizabethton City Schools and Carter County Schools. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
A motion and a second?
Second.
Okay.
So
Any-
just real quickly, for those of you new to the board, about a year and a half ago, we had a situation with a student from Unicoi County that a particular program, they were having an issue finding an aviation instructor. So in that process, Ms. Owen, our school board attorney, worked with their school board attorney and came up with an agreement that if we had room in the program, that particular student could, obviously on their own transportation dime, but come to Elizabethton during that class and still stay on track to finish that particular program of study. So in that situation, we determined, hey, this may be something that we can use maybe with Carter County Schools as well. And I spoke with Dr. Carpenter a week or so ago, and there was an aviation student that they were considering doing this with. I've talked to him since, and it looks like that student decided to do something else, but we both felt it was in our best interest to go ahead and move forward with this agreement. So if that situation happens again in the future, we would be able to just take those students, and it may be us. A few years ago, we had a student that was in Carter County Schools, came to us. The program that they were in there, we didn't have, and so they allowed him to go to Happy Valley and finish out that program. So that's one example where they helped us out with a student. So we want to have this agreement in place so there's no question about things like insurance coverage and things like that. So that's the gist of this. At this point in time, again, as I said before, the particular student that generated this one looks like he's gone a different route, but we would have this in place to use in future years or even this year potentially. So, any questions on that?
Okay. Seeing none, the item is to approve CTE exchange agreement with Elizabethton City Schools and Carter County Schools. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And there are none. Next item, approve stipends for employees not included in the state of Tennessee teacher stipend allocation at a cost not to exceed $200,000. These funds will come from the school system's undesignated fund balance. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion and a second?
Second.
Second. Comments, or I know that we've seen some of this. Mr. Van Huss, you want
Yep.
to?
Just real quickly, obviously, first of all, as I mentioned before, thank you very much for even considering this, because the bottom line is you wouldn't have to do anything. Again, the state, as part of the Education Investment Act, the voucher bill, this was an add-on to that to provide a $2,000 stipend for every teacher as they define a teacher. So in that process, we had to go through and evaluate it based on their criteria, and there were professional individuals that were not included in that total. So after working with Ms. Wilson in the finance department and looking at the year-end closeout, if you remember, we said we needed to get to that point so we could look and see where we all were funding-wise to see what we could do. And so based on that, every professional employee not included in the state teacher portion would receive $2,000, and then every full-time classified staff would receive $500. Part-time classified staff would receive $350. Now, at the end of the day, we would all love to do more. I mean, we would love to do more. But again, what we're proposing right now costs about $190,000. That's why we put $200,000 on there, just to give a little bit of cushion. But again, we would love to do more. But again, it's going to take $200,000 out of the undesignated fund balance. So. Thank you for your consideration of even doing that. Historically, when we've given raises or even things like this, stipends, we've tried to do it with everyone to some level. So that's kind of how we landed where we did. So questions or comments on that?
Okay. All right. The item is to approve stipends for employees not included in the state of Tennessee teacher stipend allocation at a cost not to exceed $200,000. These funds will come from the school system's undesignated fund balance. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And there are none. All right. Next regularly scheduled business meeting is Thursday, September the 18th at 5:30 here in the Mac Pierce Boardroom. I know there things that they need to sign before they go. It's a lot, so just kind of couple things, so kind of if you'll hang around, make sure you get those signed. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Everyone have a good evening. Thank you for being here.